Today we are heading out to East Mesa and the Mesa Gateway Airport, located about 30 miles south-southwest of Phoenix. This is one of the coolest little airports in the southwestern United States. We're going to take a tour all over the airport, and if we're lucky, we'll get very close to those air traffic control towers in the distance. Not to be confused with the Phoenix Sky Harbor Airport. This is a reliever airport, small in stature, but mighty in the services it provides to one of the largest cities in the United States. The largest airline that operates out of Mesa Gateway is Allegiant, whose home is in Las Vegas, Nevada. This airport goes by the code AZA, and some of the top destinations are in Utah, the Dakotas, Iowa, as well as Michigan and Wisconsin. Annual traffic in 2001 was 1,539,000. That's quite a bit of people moving in and out of this little airport, as you'll see when we get closer. The thing I love about this airport is just how easy it is to get into, how easy it is to get around. Simple and straightforward everything is. Sun Country Airlines also comes out of this. Very, very small market share, but it's another airline that services the Midwest as well as Canada. A lot of Canadians, a lot of Midwestern snowbirds coming out to Arizona, especially at this time of year. But right now, as I mentioned earlier, this is Thanksgiving week. So I'm really interested to see what the traffic levels are. We get in here a little bit, just past the employee parking. Up on the right-hand side, you're going to start to see the parking coming into view. These are the hourly spots, the most expensive. Let's check it out. Turning into the airport here, this is a way to get to the main concourse, or as I mentioned, the hourly parking right ahead. And as you can see, the lot is full. That says a lot about the state of things. While there's other parking on site, we're going to check that out here in a little while, so stay with me. When you see this lot full, that means it's a busy week, as we would expect. Don't see a lot of people walking around. And I did hear locally that a lot of folks actually left earlier this year, which makes sense. 2022, we've had a lot going on over the last few years, so people probably taking off to spend a little bit of extra time at their destinations. So coming up on the right-hand side, these will be the main entrance to the airport. Believe it or not, we are already here. The iconic sign, as well as the Christmas lights on the right-hand side. A nice big saguaro cactus. So not too many people moving around for sure. And the traffic itself isn't much. Let's head over and see at the baggage claim area, which is just on the other side, what that looks like. Right now, the weather in Arizona outside is 52 degrees. And the sun is coming up. It's going to be a really, really nice day today. Just passing the rental car counters. If you get a rental car at this airport, you'd pick it up right there. You'd actually walk the sidewalk you see on the right-hand side. And as you'll see in a minute, the rental car area is simply a short walk from the main gate doors. Really easy. So on the right-hand side, as you see these cars coming into view just behind this landscaping truck, those are the rental cars. We've got Alamo, National, Hertz, all of the bigger brands, and those are all their cars right there. As we bend around, we're going to see a secondary parking lot. These are sort of the hourly non-long term, if you will. So if you were going to come pick somebody up, but you wanted to spend a little time or their flight was delayed and you had a little bit of money to spend, you could park right in there. And here we are. We're right back out on the main street. Now, before you jump off, where we're going to head next is we're going to work our way up through some of the private hangars that this airport serves. Companies like Cessna and Lear. Also, there's a brewery up ahead I've never been to, but I've thought about going multiple times now since when I'm in the area. So I want to see where that's at exactly. And then rumor has it that you can have beers out on the patio in this brewery and overlook Learjets and watch the big jetliners take off. So we're going to go check that out real quick. I think it's up here on the right. On the left-hand side, you'll see that tower. That actually is a community college. The community college in Arizona State Tech campus sits on the same lot as this airfield. So let's turn here and head into the sun a little bit. As I mentioned, a bright and shiny day here in central Arizona for sure. I think this is up on the left, just ahead. So all these cars are employee parking. This wouldn't be any guest parking at all for any of the airport services, rental cars, or anything else. It would simply be the employees. Yeah, there's the, okay. I'm gonna pull up here. I'm gonna circle around and I'm gonna see if I can get a good view of this park and this beer garden. And there it is. So this local brewery is tucked in here, and a lot of people talk about it when I'm out in the area. And then there's the park on the right. And the brewing company is actually one of the oldest in Arizona, apparently. It started in 1991 in Tucson, and in 2016 it opened at this location. So it's pretty cool. They got 4 different types of beers, and it's like Arizona's oldest beer, I guess. They also serve buffalo wings, like loaded potatoes, nachos, everything you would expect from a great brewery. So I'm excited. I gotta go check that out. Coming into view is the community college, located just across the street from the airport and just to the right of the Arizona State University Technical Campus. But for now, we're gonna head north, go up to the Ray Road Economy Parking. And I've heard rumors that there's a Cessna company headquarters in here as well, so we're going to see if we can find that. Also going to try to get some great views of the runway, so stay with us and we'll maybe be able to check out some of the smaller planes. And that's what I love about this airport, is you can get right up close to the planes, the tower, everything that you would expect to see at an airport. You can get really close to, and if you're somebody who likes planes, then you're going to enjoy the rest of this drive for sure. If you look closely on the left, you'll see some of the housing that was associated with the Air Force Base that was originally here. And that housing's been repurposed for students. And then up on the left is the Executive Golf Course, which is also originally was also part of the Air Force Base. And that golf course has gotten some great reviews from locals. On the right is just construction and warehouse after warehouse going up, which if you've checked out the videos on my channel from all over Arizona, you know this place is growing, and everywhere we go it's evident. The Mesa Gateway area is actually one of the fastest growing in the Southeast Valley, especially when it comes to housing and industry. And so you'll see as we come a little further up north, there's so much construction, so many warehouses and distribution centers for all sorts of companies right there off in the distance. But here's the Cessna headquarters. Let's go see if we can get close to these planes. There's some planes in the distance. I know that Arizona sun is so bright. It's also so low in the sky this time of year. Let's see, so that looks like the headquarters there, and some people are there. There's a plane coming into view. Let's see if I can get the sun out of the way. Right on, look at that. Superstition Mountains in the background. I'm not stopping too long in one place because, quite frankly, it's an airport and I don't want to give people the wrong impression. So we'll head up a little further north towards the parking and cell phone lot. On the right, you can see the warehouses, and off in the distance, it's actually 202, Loop 202 Santan. Up ahead is that executive golf course we talked about. And we're coming up on the top of the runway, so oftentimes planes are going to be landing almost diagonally from left to right if you were to watch one come in. Hopefully we'll see one soon. The cell phone lot on the left, when we're in the area, we love that cell phone lot because you can sit there with very few people. I mean, look at that, there's nobody out there. And this is the week of Thanksgiving. And then when you get the ring, you can go pick them up, pull right up to the gate, and pick up whoever's traveling, whoever you're meeting. On the right-hand side here, as we go over the canal, is where the parking area is. More of that new construction I mentioned. These warehouses have all been built within the last 18 months. Let's see if we can get closer to the parking there. So you would come in from the 202. Oh, there's a plane landing right there. You come in from the 202, you turn left off of Power on Ray. And then you pull right in here, park your car. You can see some people coming out. There's a shuttle that runs from this area back to the main terminal, and you'd be able to ride that down, no problem. I imagine in the next 18 months, this will be all warehouses on the left side, all the way down to East Mark and the areas that are being built up over in East Mesa. We'll have to do a video from over there. Go check all that out. There's so much growth out in that way. If you are interested in moving into the Southeast Valley, that area is a real draw for a lot of people. A lot of new construction, a lot of outdoor activities. The whole community is being planned in with families in mind. So we'll have to do a video out there. But let's head back in. You can see the construction here, as I mentioned earlier. We're going to pull up here. We'll turn left and head back down towards the airport. That'll give you a better view of the golf course as well as some of the things we missed on the way up. If you haven't had a chance, by the way, to check out the other videos on my channel, please do. I think there's a Mesa Gateway from pre-pandemic, which is kind of fun to compare. I had an opportunity to go back and look at it myself, and there's been some changes, but mostly it's just been growth. So much growth. Yeah, there's some cars there, so it's starting to get a little busy. There's that Arizona sun. Up on the right here, as I mentioned earlier, cell phone lot, so you get a better view of that. And as you can see, there's just a few cars out there waiting to pick people up. We've been talking a lot about the positives of flying into the Mesa Gateway Airport in the Southeast Valley, and one of the downsides is simply the volume of flights that come in and out of this airport. So what makes it charming and makes it approachable also can create some challenges when you're planning. Oftentimes flights will only be a couple of times a week from Allegiant, or maybe less than that from WestJet or Sun Country Airlines. So all in all, while they service small cities throughout the Midwest, the Northwest, and Canada, the amount of people looking to fly out to Arizona probably isn't what you would expect to see at a major airport like Phoenix Sky Harbor, or over in Southern California, or even an airport like Albuquerque or Las Vegas. Those airports are going to be a lot bigger. As we round the horn and head into that Arizona sun, you can see the housing on the right-hand side. This is the community college coming into view on the right-hand side. And there's been so much made about the growth of this community college, as well as the Arizona State Technical Campus located here in Mesa. Everything to the right and all the way out for about 3/4 of a mile to a full mile is simply campuses dedicated to education. And I really think that based upon the feedback from the locals, that really provides a quality of life boost to this area. I'll have to do an Arizona State University tour. It's not the biggest campus over here, but one of the things it does have as well is a bus, and you probably will see one or two go by soon. But the busing system here Arizona State's one of the largest campuses in the country, and so they have this bus system where you can actually get to the 4 campuses located in the Phoenix area by simply coming up here, jumping on a bus, and letting them drive you wherever you need to go. So we're back towards the main gate, and we're going to go right here into the rental car return area. It's right in front of us. And just like the rest of this airport, you'll notice it's relatively simple and straightforward. You would take your rental car return, turn left into here, drive it right up to the main turnstile. They come out, pick it up for you, and then you'd go right across the street to the main gate of the airport, and away you go. There's the entrance there, and there's the airport right off in the distance. So let's head back over to the main gate, see if it's gotten any busier. There's that new tower I mentioned just below the Arizona sun on the right. You can see it. It's big, and it is visible from almost everywhere in the Southeast Valley. We're going to head south here and try to get as close as we can to the air traffic control tower. I heard a rumor that the new one, as well as the old one, is very close to some of the warehouses on the south side of the airport. I'm really kind of excited to see how close we can get. There's that parking on the left, and it's just full. And on the right-hand side coming into view, you'll start to see the employee parking terminal. They'll pull back. There's a screened-in employee parking area, and they'll just park right over there on the right-hand side. I think it's even still dirt. If somebody can correct me. If you know, leave it in the comments below, but I think it's dirt back in there. These tanks are sort of left over from the Air Force Base. And off in the distance there, if you look closely, you'll start to see Santan Mountain come into view. But for us, we're going to turn left into this area here and see if we can't get down to the south side of the runways. Maybe we'll be able to see a plane take off. Not this one. We're going to go up to the next one there. You can see more construction south. There's actually a school that just opened south of this airport, right within maybe half a mile from here. So let's turn left into here. There's a training area for Mesa Fire back in here, as well as some other businesses, and more growth coming, as you can see. There's so much construction out here that they actually create their own concrete on those giant machines you just saw on the right. It's pretty cool. Let's see if we can get up here past this warehouse and see what we can see. We should start to see the air traffic control towers coming into view on the right. There they are, just on the left-hand side. There's the old one. The new one just dipped out of view. We'll definitely see it when we curve back here. Let's see how far back in here we can go. You can see there's a ton of space on the right-hand side and land for sale, so you know it won't be long before that's all built out. I always wonder how big this airport could actually get, how much business they could do. There they are, the big reveal on the left. I mean, we are right, very close, maybe a quarter mile or less from those towers. There's the Mesa Fire. Let's see. Can I get back in any further, or is this it? So I can't go any further than that up there. That's the end of the line. So I'm going to do a U-turn real fast, and let's see how close we can get to those. As you can see, the towers come into view. The bigger one just got completed not too long ago, and actually is one of the first steps that this airport is making to grow into what it hopes will be a major hub, serving cities like Chandler, Gilbert, Mesa, as well as Queen Creek, Coolidge, Apache Junction, Gold Canyon, Globe, Payson. These are some of the fastest growing areas in the Phoenix metropolitan market. Check out that view ahead. Those are the Superstition Mountains off in the distance, and that's the south side of the runway for this airport. Let's see if we can see anyone taking off. No planes right now taking off. One of the things that's cool though is you see how close we got to the runway. I just love that. I mean, you could come out here, watch planes taking off all day long. But let's head up. There's Santan off in the distance. Let's head up to the right here. See how close we can get to these these towers. That new one is just so different than the old one. The old one's on the left. Came with the airport originally when it first opened up. And if anybody in the comments below knows exactly when that older air traffic control tower was built, let me know. But I do know that one on the right has been being built, and every time I come out to this area, it's a little further along. And so it's cool that now it's actually completed and in use. So you can see just over those trees, and then just to the left, there's actually some planes parked there. So in this picture, you can see the planes on the left, the towers on the right, and just how close they are to the fence line of this warehouse. I didn't want to sit too long in one place filming. Again, I don't want to give people the wrong impression. But as Santan Mountain comes into view, you can see all the open space that's still out here. Lots of room to grow. I want to make sure to say happy holidays. I hope you enjoyed the tour of the Mesa Gateway Airport in East Mesa. Thanksgiving weekend 2022. Thanks so much for joining me today. If you have a location that you'd like us to drive to, leave it in the comments below. I'll grab the camera and we'll head that way. By the way, if you haven't subscribed to Dewey's World, will you do me a favor and do that, as well as click the like button and the bell? That'll keep you up to date on the latest from Dewey's World. These videos are so fun to make. I hope you've enjoyed watching it, and thanks so much for coming out on this drive with me.